Hi everybody, welcome back. Let's continue on with our lesson about Vincent van Gogh. Now in 1888, he was 35 years old, and that's when he lost part of his ear. Let me tell you the story. He had a very good friend named Paul Gauguin, who was a French painter, and they were living in the countryside, and they were really close friends. They liked each other. They both respected each other's artistic work. Well, one day they got into a big fight, and Vincent van Gogh grabbed a knife and started chasing his friend around the home, the apartment. Well, what would you do? Well, Paul Gauguin left, and this broke down their friendship. Well, Vincent van Gogh felt so bad that he had scared his friend away forever that he took that knife and he cut off part of his own left ear.
Exactly, right.
Kind of gross, huh?
It is kind of gross, and it's hard to imagine actually having part of your ear cut off. Ugh, yuck. I don't want that to happen to me, but that did happen to Vincent van Gogh because his friendship with Gauguin broke down. And that is a verb phrase. It's a two-word verb phrase, to break down. That means something was in a complete state or condition before, but now it's in two or more pieces. It's not whole anymore. It's ruined. It's destroyed. We could talk about your car breaking down. Sometimes you might have a flat tire or something, or something will go wrong with the engine. So we say, oh, my car broke down. That's why I was late for work today. Breakdown as one word means something that is broken down, like I had a mental breakdown. Ooh. That would be one word. But here we're talking about the verb phrase to break down, and that just happens to be our shortcut for you for today. So let's take a closer look.
Shortcut for you.
I heard that Ian and Julie ended their relationship.
Oh no, what happened?
Well, they were arguing a lot, and finally the relationship just broke down.
How can a relationship break?
When a relationship breaks down, the people in it are no longer happy. Things start going really badly.
Oh, I get it. Breakdown means 破裂或失败的意思.
Yeah, that's right. I guess they're just not right for each other.
Yeah, it's too bad. Julie is a nice girl.
Yeah, she's pretty too. You know, now that she's single, maybe she'd be interested in,
Stop right there. Don't even think about it. Unless if you want your friendship with Ian to break down, too.
Well, after this happened, he was sent to the hospital, and then other things happened, and he was sent to the hospital again, and he finally decided to check himself into an insane asylum. Now, when Vincent van Gogh was alive in the late 1800s, they used to call a place for people with mental problems an insane asylum. We don't use that term anymore. It sounds kind of scary. We call them mental hospitals now. It sounds more friendly, doesn't it? A mental hospital or a mental facility. Well, back then there were crazy people that were kept in a building, and it was called an asylum. And they didn't have very good medicine back then, so it wasn't a fun place to be. But it helped him. This insane asylum was located at a place called Saint Remy.
That's right. And he checked himself in there himself, so he knew that he was a danger not only to society, but also to himself. So he was very responsible here. He checked himself in. Now, this just happened to be in a place in France called Saint Remy, which is probably a very beautiful place.
Yes,
I've never been there myself,
it is.
but it's got to be beautiful because while he was there, he did some of his most wonderful paintings there. From then on, the artist spent most of his time in the asylum being treated for his worsening mental health. Now, if you have a problem, the doctor will treat you. That means the doctor will try to help you, will try to help you get rid of your problem. Maybe the doctor will give you surgery or give you some medicine or something like that.
Yeah, they can do different things to help cure you. Now, if your situation is worsening, it's getting worse and worse, it's not improving. It's actually becoming worse. So your health can worsen. Maybe your grades worsen because you're playing too many video games. Well, his mental health or the health of his mind was getting worse. So he was locked away. They lock you up in these asylums. You can't just leave because you might hurt yourself or somebody else. So art became his only means of finding comfort for his troubled mind. So he painted a lot.
And perhaps this is the reason why his time at St. Remy was the most productive of his career. Productive just means you produce a lot. You get a lot of work done. So he did a lot of sketches, a lot of paintings during this time. I guess he had lots of time on his hands.
Oh, yeah. Well, many of his greatest works or pieces of art, including The Starry Night, which I love, were created during this period. A period just means a particular length of time that has a beginning and an end. My favorite period of my life so far has been my time spent at the university. I loved it. Well, let's go ahead and listen to our Chinese teacher now, and then we'll be back to chat.